Hello and welcome back to Vintage Gaming Memories. If this is your first visit, please be sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. I really appreciate that. Those of you returning, thank you for your continued support. And now let's get right into this. I'm excited about this item. I purchased this on Atari Age Marketplace from Jimmy Ipock. This isn't his first rodeo, as he's done many of these before. And I guess you're probably wondering, what am I talking about? What has he done many times before? Well, inside this box is an Atari Flashback 2 that's been modified for use with a cartridge. Now, you've probably seen this before, or maybe heard about it, but I haven't owned one. I've seen it, I've heard about it, I read about it, and I'm excited to see how this looks. What a great idea. So he put this idea into motion and actually perfected it to make it look like what you'll see in a second here. Just a little plug for him. He has a great website called Flashback 2 Central. And you can reach it at flashback2, the number 2.com. I'll put a link in the description for you as well. Without further ado, let's open this thing up. All right, well, so this is it. Atari Flashback 2. And let's open up and see the actual system itself. How about that? So not only does he offer a completed modded flashback like this one here, but he's got kits that you can actually purchase and make the mod yourself. So definitely check out his website because it's really detailed and he's got a ton of interesting information on how this actually evolved along the way. And there's even a tutorial on how to do the mod if you're going to decide to do that, if you decide to. Now, I guess I probably could have gone that route and filmed it, but this was available and I just couldn't pass it up. I figured, let's just get this. This is great. Let those who are experienced do what they do best, and he's done this a number of times, so I figured let's go and get the final product and let's review it. Let me know if any of you have a modded flashback for any version and what the mod is. When I read your comments, I have to say that I find that I'll often get other perspectives on things that I'd never thought of or even ideas to pursue, which actually helps me build my collection, and I guess it makes it an addiction that just doesn't end for me, but I do appreciate that. And I encourage it. So yeah, let me know. Comment down below and let's hear about it. So what I'm going to do, this is not really an unboxing so much it is of a functionality of this modification. So I won't go into too much details because I mean really he didn't modify the joysticks or anything. It's really the unit itself. But it's cool that I got everything. It looks like it's brand new condition. I got my power. Got my joysticks, and then the unit itself. So let's close this up. Okay, so here is the unit itself. Now let's take a look at it. We got the connections for the audio and video, but also in the back here, typical outputs that you see on this console. But here is the thing of beauty of what he did. You can see the 3D printing of it, how nice and clean it is, and then it's got the cartridge slot for it. If you read on his website, you'll notice that he states about how he doesn't repurpose the 2600s, and he actually does the 3D printing, which looks great, and I think I like that idea as well. I mean, he states that the 2600s are to be, restored and used in its original glory, which I totally agree. So I like that this is a brand new custom fitted mod for this flashback. Here's just a closer view. So he makes the cut and then he puts his 3D printed mod right in there, and you can see it is perfect. And I know he said he's perfected this after making so many of these. Fits nicely, it's straight, it's centered, it looks nice, the 3D print looks good too. So let's plug this thing in and let's see how this thing works. All right, we are now connected. So what I have is the Flashback 2 plugged into my SCART, which is plugged into my Medusa Retro Scan Doubler, which is then outputting the image via HDMI to my television. and that's giving me the best image I can get without having to modify my systems for a direct HDMI out. And let's see what else. Oh, and I'm not going to use the joysticks that came with it because they are brand new. They're cool. I mean, I forgot about these sticks. They're kind of neat. I don't know if you've ever seen these, but they just twist off for the stick, or the controller, or the stick going right into the base. Pretty neat. I guess it's easy for packing, right? But anyways, I'm not using it, not because it's new, but just because I'm used to the other one I have over there, which was a custom-made one. So we'll give that a try. And we'll start with something basic. You know what? Let's just go with what's on the ROM itself and just turn it on. Okay, turning it on without a cartridge, and we get right into the Flashback 2 built-in ROM with games that are there. Let's just see how this looks. Well, they're all there. I mean, we're not really testing the Flashback 2. We're really testing the cartridge capabilities. So I just wanted to see what's on here. I never owned a Flashback 2, so just taking a look. Now let's go ahead and power that off and try a cartridge. That's Miss Pac-Man. It looks pretty good. It really is crystal clear. So I'm happy that that works. So let's end this and try a different cartridge. All right, so we already know that it works with the basic 2600 cartridge. Let's give a try with the Harmony cartridge and see what I've got on there and see if it works. Okay, it came right up. Looks good. I don't know. I guess let's try Wizard of War would be good, but let's just do Load Runner. So far, so good. It's smooth. It looks clean, crisp. All right. I think this is a win. Thanks, Jimmy. So far, so good. Well, we can try the next test, which would be the Plus cartridge. Let's see how that works. Okay, I have the PlusCart plugged in, and we're going to give this a shot and see how the games work on it. Okay, so you can see the menu's kind of distorted a little bit. There's that column in the middle. It looks like this column here is repeating what is shown right in here. So the C, the I, the blank, the N, the L, all that is what you see in that column. I'm aware of this issue. I have a friend who also has the modded cartridge on the Flashback 2, same thing. So that's at least consistent and good to know. But let's just see how the games play. I'm curious. Let's first try, let's do the Pac-Man 4K. All right, so, oh, there you go. You see, okay, let's start the game. You'll see it. Keep your eye on Pac-Man. You see that distorted block? That's Pac-Man. But when you go down, it's fine. It's really goofy. It's not all the games are like that, from what I understand. So it's not a big deal. I'll explain more of that later. But yeah, it's consistently a hit and miss with the PlusCart, just because of the Flashback 2 in itself. You know, not the modded cartridge part of it. It's just the Flashback 2's component. All right, well, let's do this now. I'm going to put this on my Commodore 1702 just so we can confirm that it's really nothing to do with my Medusa, which I'm sure it's not, but I just want to prove that point. So give me a second, and we're going to go in the workshop and plug this into the 1702 monitor. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just to confirm there is a consistency of an issue with the games that are being played off the PlusCart onto the Flashback 2. Not all the games, but at least the menu is going to be consistently kind of weird or distorted a bit, and some of the games have some graphic issues, but it's not the mod specifically that Jimmy had put in or anybody has. It's really the compatibility of the Flashback 2's components working with the PlusCart. So let's just confirm this. And what I have is the PlusCart directly connected with the composite video right into the Commodore 1702. So I'm bypassing any type of conversion of the video like I was doing previously with my television, which was going through the Medusa and then converting it over to the HDMI input in. So let's just power this on and let's take a look. Okay, let's hopefully get a connection. Of course not. Let's do a retry. There we go. Yep, and it's consistent. I mean, that's exactly the same image we had on the other connection to the television. And let's just test the game. Let's do the Pac-Man one, which was the most obvious. And that flickering is how Pac-Man looks. It's really not any refresh on the screen. It's the 4K version here. So, okay, there you go. So there's Pac-Man all distorted like we expected it to be. Okay, let's now try a game that we know won't have any issues, just so we can see some success with the PlusCart. And, you know, well, Bot and Tom, that's one of my preferred or favorite games. I wouldn't say it's favorite, but it's a cool game. I like the concept, and it looks good. Yeah, so it's not going to be an issue with all the games. It's going to be hit and miss, but you know, it's going to be something to be aware of. So back to the actual ROM that's on the Flashback 2 here, looking at it on the Commodore monitor. I'm happy to say that it's nothing to do with my Medusa as far as the slight issues you would have with the PlusCart games. Definitely not a big deal at all for me, because I wouldn't be using the Flashback 2 to be playing games off my PlusCart, or even for that matter on the Harmony. So like, I only own a few Flashbacks. This is probably, well, this is my fourth. So I have the Flashback 4 Classic one. I have the Flashback Gold 50th Anniversary. And then the portable one, the Flashback Portable Deluxe. And then now this one, the Flashback 2 modded cartridge one. And I have to say, it's a cool concept, cool look to it for sure. But it's not something I'll be collecting as far as flashbacks. I'm not going to try to get all the flashbacks that were out. I just think this is something that's pretty cool looking and nice to have. Probably be in my office with the other flashbacks, and then I can always pop in a cartridge or play something directly off of there when I'm bored or sometime during the day. But my go-to will always be my Atari 2600. And yeah, you may think, well, the quality is not going to be as good because it's not going through a composite video, but it will be, because I can modify that. There are mods for that to go and do so, and then I can have that fed right into the Medusa, and it'll look just as good as this did earlier. So that's probably my next thing I'll be doing. But for now, this, what is this, 18 years old, 2005, I believe. The Flashback 2 came out. This is a pretty, well, I guess that's almost vintage, right? 20 years is considered vintage. So this is a vintage system, almost. We're almost there. So until then, it's going to stay upstairs in my office and not down in the basement with the other collectibles. Well, that's about it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, keep your gaming passion from the past alive by living it today. Take care, everyone.